Good afternoon. Welcome to All Things Chadwick. I'm going to do something a little different today. Do you ever have just kind of an off day where it's not that you can really put your finger on something that's the matter or wrong, or maybe you just really just don't feel well and you think, now, is this something Tylenol is going to help me with, or meditation's going to help me with, or hugging a tree? So today I'm thinking I need to do something creative and artistic that will express my gratitude. So I'm going to do a little Zentangle today. Now, if you haven't heard of Zentangle, look it up. I'm sure you would enjoy it. Let me just kind of show you my surroundings first here. I'm sitting at the bar on an old chopping block. I have pencils, pens, I have my little art box down here beside of me. I also have my hot tea. Boom, boom, boom. Hot tea. Oh, really hot. Sorry. And my pretty lamp with a little tassel hanging down, or a little finial hanging on it. And first things first, I'm going to light this candle because whenever I am concentrating and I want to relax, meditate, so to speak, I love to light a candle. I collect matchbooks. So here's one from Main Cross Tavern at Deshays in Lexington. So let's light our candle. We have a little soft piano music playing. And I'm going to enjoy myself, and I'm gonna let this be my medicine today. I'm gonna sit it in front of me because I don't want to accidentally hit it while I'm doing my thing. Okay, so these are a few little Zentangles I've done in recent months. I have tons of them in another book, but it's in a bin beside of that chair, and I didn't want to pull all that out. So I recently did this. It's a little bit, I don't know, I did it not long after we got back from the condo, and no, I didn't. March. So, well, yeah, we got back from the condo in the late fall, but anyway, did it in the spring, and it's oceanic, kind of. And it also kind of looks like bean pods. I don't know what I was thinking. But, and then this, just a random thing one evening, I just wanted to do something. So, just a couple of examples of what Zentangle can do, just tangling and have that zen feeling at the same time. I have a 3x3 tile that I'm gonna do this little Zentangle on. And let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna have a little drink of tea. I'm gonna take a few deep breaths. Just like warm-ups to piano also, I'm going to stretch my fingers and squeeze tight as I can, and then just shake them out. And then let the friction warm up my hands a little bit. And let's see what we're gonna do. I'm going to take a 0.5 micron pen, and I'm gonna go right out near the end, and I'm gonna make some dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you want to use a ruler, be my guest. I won't use one much today. If you don't have a ruler nearby, use an envelope or something from the mail. So you can see those 4 little dots. I'll get you in as close as I can. And I'm just gonna connect those 4 dots. If you don't quite hit it because you think, uh-oh, I didn't put that in the right place, just miss it. It doesn't matter. Zentangle is definitely not about making a perfect drawing. Definitely not. If you look it up and you watch some people do it online, you will quickly see that it has nothing to do with perfection. I'm going to come in just a little bit, and I'm going to make a square inside that square. I also grabbed this, not for drinking, but because I'm going to use the lid, the top. So I have the lid to some old Buchanan's scotch. And I'm gonna just put it kind of off center. Now, if you wanna put it right in the middle and you're into the, you know, you like the balance, that's fine too. But I'm gonna put it slightly off center this way and slightly off center that way. And then I'm gonna trace it. Now you'll find that a lot of people just do this by eyeing it also, but I'm not the best at circles, so I'm just gonna trace me a circle. There you go. And cap the old Buchanan's. There's not very much in there. We're gonna have to fill up on that soon. I think since I have this doubled, I'm gonna also put a little aura inside this circle. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. You can go as slowly or as quick as you wanna go. Remember, it's not about perfection. There we go. And then I think I'm going to circle this with some little arches, the outer circle. Some tiny little arches. You find I leave my tile still a lot rather than turning it. It's whatever's comfortable for you. And I will almost guarantee you that if you've never done something like this, even if you're not artistic or the only reason you ever pick up a pen or a pencil is to sign your name, I strongly suggest you give it a try. Okay, so after I've made the little arches, now I'm just going to kind of trace around those arches with another little outer aura. So I'm not touching this time, I'm just kind of tracing around them. See how imperfect? Some of them can be a little fatter and skinnier and tighter, wider. When it's finished, you'll be like, wow, that's so pretty. I had no idea I could do that. You also know as I turn this pen that it can get a little, I've used this one for a while and I have new ones, but I just haven't opened the new ones yet. Okay, now, I'm not trying to be silly here, but I am getting ideas from people that I've watched too. So I have some diagrams over here. I'm not just sitting here pulling this out of my head at the spur of the moment. Even though with like this kind of thing just got started and you can tell there's lots of errors, and it just happened. But I wanted to particularly get some ideas on a gratefulness Zentangle. So I'm gonna just do I'm gonna imagine that this line is gonna go right through the center of this orb and come out down here. And I'm gonna also do one this way, like it's gonna go right through the center. So I'll have it over here and down here. So I'm just gonna keep doing a few more of maybe that same thing. I think I'm gonna go from here and do one like straight over to here. And I think I'm gonna make one more straight line and then maybe do some curved lines. Maybe one like this, just a little ziggity line that comes straight out over here. And then I may do one here that's a little bit of a larger curvy line. And just have it come out over here. And I need something here. So I'll do like a actual zig and a zag on this one. And I need one more here. So I'll do a, maybe I'll just do something in between. Not too big. So there we go. That's how I imagine that I would look straight on it. Okay, let's add some little half dots. Right now, if your little space is big enough to put the dot out in the middle, that's fine, but my space isn't that big, so I'm just gonna put the little black dots right down on the line to this aura. I think that's what they call it in the Zentangle world, aura. I feel like saying now, if you're going to sleep, go on to sleep. But if you want to wake up and watch, pay attention. I do get very relaxed, as a matter of fact. So there we have our little circles. Let me take you in so you can see really close. I think I'm gonna go with my word now. And my word, like I've already mentioned it 3 or 4 times, is grateful. Grateful. Grateful to myself. I'm pointing at me. Grateful to the universe. Grateful to all the good energy that I get. Grateful to family. Grateful to divine power. I'm certainly grateful. So I'm going to pretend like there is a line. Now, if you want to take a pencil, and out of all these expensive pencils that I have this set of German water-based from Faber-Castell. I have this whole new collection here. I have several really nice pencils that I use in various instruments I have over here. But one of my favorite pencils is this old, and it's from school, an old Dixon number 2. So if you wanted to take a pencil and draw you a faint line through there so that you could write on the line or write right through the middle of the line, and then you can take an eraser and just erase that out, because this ink will dry pretty quick. But I'm just going to write the word grateful. And I think I'm going to do it in all capital letters. And remember, don't tell yourself it has to be perfect, because it's sure to not be if you tell yourself that, and it'll be just fine regardless. Grateful. Not perfect, but that's what it says. Now, let's decide what we can put in here. Let me look at some of my little illustrations over here. I think in the Zentangle world, they call this a flux. I think it's more like a leaf. So I'm just going to start with like a little leaf pattern right here. And I'm also going to do an opposite over here. And give him a little friend off to the side. And another friend off to this side. And I'm going to, in each one of them, I'm going to do a little line and a dot. A line and a dot. And your line can be straight or kind of curved like the shape of the flux or the leaf. And then I'm going to let's see, out of this side, I'm gonna come out this way and give it a little bit of a boom like that. You all know that I fuss with this Siri a lot. Hey Siri, next. I'm gonna give him a little friend to the side. And I'm gonna do a couple up here too. Like that. Now let's go out here to the edge now. And let's just start in this corner and make some like cursive E's. We'll let them all touch. Okay, now that I've finished that, I'm going to do the same thing on the inside and go here with those little E's. So I'll just start here and kind of let them go in between each of those upper E's that are falling from the ceiling, if you will. Now I'm on the floor, so I'll let my little E loops fall between those little E loops. Okay, now I have finished the outer part. So on these 4 original lines, now you notice some of these are ziggy and wobbly, and but on these 4 original lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Oh yes, 5, 6. There are 6 original lines because 1, 2, 3 all the way through. I'm going to choose some words. And my first word is going to be universe. So I'm going to start right here on this line and I'm going to write universe. And I'm going to let it touch the line. U, N, I, V, E, R, S, E, universe. I'm going to make my U a tiny bit taller. And guess what I'm also going to do? Put on some readers. Oh my God, what an amazing difference. And again, we're not looking for perfection, but if you need to go back and retouch something, I'm grateful for the universe. I'm grateful for, I'm going to write here, I think this includes most of you all. Friends. I'm going to write down here family. These all end up being F words. I'm not going to write the F bomb, but it's just funny that universe, but family, friends. Now let's do an interesting one over here. Food. And let's do, and I wrote some of these upside down and but it doesn't really matter, whatever way you want to write them. Let's see, I'm also grateful for laughs. And there's another one right over here. We'll do rain. I love the rain. Sunshine and rain. Can't have one without the other. And we have one more tiny. I am grateful for me. And that's not vain. It really isn't. Oh, we have one more straight line right over here. I'm gonna do love, but instead of love, I'm just gonna draw a heart. Hadn't thought of that one, but yeah, I mean, I just did think of that one. That's wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to start under the word universe, and I'm just gonna draw some random bars. Here's my first bar. And I'm gonna draw another one that intersects it underneath, like this. And I'll bring one this way. And I will bring one this way that goes under both. Again, I really don't think there's any need to use a ruler, but if you feel like, oh, I want this so perfect, then, you know, use your ruler if you want to. You can do as many of these little intersections as suits your fancy. And then wherever there is not an intersection, I'm just gonna fill it in. Now I'm gonna choose another one over here, and I'm gonna do some blobs, big circles. Some that touch the sides and some that don't. Everything doesn't have to be filled in perfectly. And then I'll just draw some little auras around the circles. Am I talking too quietly? I'm so relaxed. And if they start to intersect or touch, that's fine, because that's exactly what's going to happen in just a moment. I'm going to start with another one. And you'll notice this next one is going to have to go behind. And then you can just start filling in with whatever you think would go where and how. It's something 30, I'm not sure which, but it's something 30. So there we go. Now let's think of one for here. Let's do a leaf pattern in the middle, kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go together. Kind of like a little pod. And then I'll see if I can do a tiny little strip down the middle. And since we have so much dark in those other sections, I think I'm going to fill all this in too. And again, you don't have to fill it in perfectly. It's so relaxing. Who cares? Just enjoy yourself. This is for you, by the way. It's not, and you can certainly feel free to duplicate exactly what you see. I'm duplicating what I've seen other people do. So, but yours, I can guarantee you, yours will not turn out to look exactly like this, even if that's your intention. And if you think, oh, I don't really like that one, who cares? Because I don't really like that one, but it is what it is and it's done. So let's move on around here and let's do some circles that are empty. And we'll let them touch. And we'll color in around them. And we'll also give them a nice dot in the middle, like little berries or something. And let's do one under friends. Since we have those zigzags, let's do some pretty nice wavy lines and color in the lines. Kind of opposite of what we did over there. We'll just let these lines intersect. We'll do one that goes through these. And we'll do just one lone over here, and then one that starts there and goes here. And between them, let's just fill it in with whatever shape happens to be there. We'll kind of fill up that shape. Even if it's just very obtuse and nothing, we'll just fill it in with kind of like a tortoise shell looking thing. What's that? Kind of like that. Now let's go over here under me. And let's just do some little swirlies. Do some forward and some backward. And then eventually we're just filling in space, the rest of the swirlies. What's that? We'll give some little dots in some of these empty spaces. Tiniest little dot. Some of those empty spaces. Okay, and we have one more here under food. Sorry if I'm out of frame a little bit, I apologize. Under food, let's do just some traditional thin lines, thick lines. So there's a thin, there's a thick, there's a thin, there's a thick, there's a thin, kind of like a candy cane. Thin, thick, thin. And then we'll let this one be a thick over here. And then let's just add some random little dots along the sides of those as well, since my pen is turned in such a fashion that it'll leave the tiniest little speck of a dot. I like it, and I'm going to close this off with another little thick. Okay. It is definitely time for a little more tea. So the tea is coming on the scene. I want to go around the outside, I believe, and do a little something. And I'm not sure because I don't have any ideas or illustrations on this part. So I think first things first, I'm going to give it some big knobs on the corners. And I'm going to go in between and add another knob. You know, somewhere near the middle. I'm not measuring. Whoops, I'm out of frame again, and I'm sorry. And I'll go between each of those and do another knob. I just think that adds a little bit more visual interest to my grateful. And I'll keep that same theme going, and I will come on the inside of this grateful and add a few little knobs in here too, straight across from each other. I'm going to go ahead and add another one here and another one here. And since there's a spot, I'm going to add one there too. And around each of those, I'm just going to put a tiny little series of dots. And again, after you take off, I mean, just start doing your own thing. I don't have any guides or illustrations at this point. I'm just thinking about, oh, wouldn't that be cute? Or wouldn't that be pretty? Or wouldn't that be fun? Whether it's pretty or not really isn't relative. It's irrelevant, pardon me. It's just, do I want to do that or not? I like that very much. Now, is there anything else I want to do to this? You can take a nice, let's see if I have, I'm looking at these pencils, 4B, 8B. I think I'm going to use this harder one. And I'm just going to do a little bit of shading right in here and see what happens. And then take this and kind of bit. Like that. And I'll do this one too. The shade, fade it into the paper. And I'll do a little bit of a squiggly right there. And fade that down toward the food. And around the food, if you will. Now let's start on this side. We'll do a little bit around this line. And fade him down toward the rain. Kind of gives it some dimension. And the same thing here with friends. Just taking my lead and tracing that wiggly line. I'll put the word for this up. It escapes me right now, this little white thing that I'm using. And then the zags on the universe. And then laughs. I'm just going to zig along there instead of following it precisely. And bring that on down too. Now I went inside that a little bit, so I'm going to take my eraser and take that off. Since I went inside that circle just a little bit. Good. Maybe you didn't even see that, but I saw it, so I just took it off. And I have one more here by family. Now, without putting any pencil, I'm just going to shade right here between these little, with the excess that's already on my little instrument here. Just going to put a tiny bit of color right inside this R. Using that excess lead. Just between each of those little bursts. So you can't even see, and I'm actually even going to surround that just a little bit. I hope you can see that. I'm getting kind of out of the, I hope you can see that that's kind of surrounding that slightly. Can you see that? I hope you can. I'm going to switch to this other side. Yeah, there you go. Just gives a little bit of dimension. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this other one that still has quite a bit of lead, and I'm even going to shade between these little outer, just a little bit with that excess lead that's already there. I know I'm talking, but I'm also reminding myself to take nice, deep breaths, breathing in positive energy and exhaling the negative. I think I'm about finished. I hope you've enjoyed watching me do this. Maybe a few of you will at least. Even if one or two of you try it or enjoy it, that's worth it. Hope I don't sound too much like Bob Ross. Oh my God. I probably don't sound like myself because I'm so relaxed and have enjoyed this quite a bit. So anyway, grateful. I'll turn this over and I will take my pen and I will give it the old signature. Chadwick, and today's date is, what is it? Sorry, watch. The 28th. Oh, I said that a minute ago. So we'll do 10. 28. 20. 22. 'I won't keep going and going and going, even though I could. Chadwick, 10/28/2022. We'll even add up here Zentangle. One last look. Thank you for watching at All Things. I mean, are you catching on here? All Things Chadwick. I so appreciate you watching and liking and commenting and subscribing. I'm almost to 100 and that just tickles me. See you guys soon. Bye.